US uncovers alleged ISIS financier's Lagos home. What investigators found will surprise you. What happens when a house identified by the United States as belonging to an alleged ISIS financial facilitator turns out to be completely abandoned? That's exactly what investigators found in Lagos, Nigeria. The discovery is raising new questions about terrorism financing, international sanctions, and whether suspected financial networks have already moved beyond the reach of investigators. Stay with us, because later in this report, we'll explain why this case is attracting global attention and what it could mean for Nigeria's financial system and security. Welcome to Africa Global Opportunities TV, where we bring you trusted news, in-depth analysis, and the stories shaping Africa and the world. If you're new here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our premium reports. According to a report by Sunday Punch, a visit to number 45 Abimbola Street, Morkas, Agege, the address identified by the United States Department of State as belonging to alleged ISIS financial facilitator Mukhtar Adamu Muhammad, revealed a deserted property. The bungalow reportedly showed no signs of recent occupation. Its iron doors were locked, portions had been sealed with concrete, rust covered the handles, and neighboring residents said the property had been abandoned for years. Many residents told reporters they did not know the suspect and had never imagined their neighborhood could become linked to an international terrorism financing investigation. The quiet discovery contrasts sharply with the serious allegations made by US authorities. But this isn't just about one abandoned house. The bigger story involves an international financial network stretching across multiple countries, and that's where the investigation becomes even more significant. On June 22, 2026, the US government announced sanctions against Mukhtar Adamu Muhammad and 3 Nigerian Bureau de Change companies. According to US authorities, the sanctions are linked to an alleged ISIS financial support network. The businesses named include Generation Currency Bureau de Change Limited, Manhattan Bureau de Change Limited, and another Bureau de Change company identified in the sanctions announcement. US officials allege that these entities were used to facilitate financial transactions connected to ISIS operations. It is important to note that sanctions are administrative measures and are separate from criminal convictions. Allegations may still be subject to further legal processes depending on the jurisdictions involved. Terrorism financing rarely involves large cash deliveries. Experts say it often depends on complex networks of money transfers, shell businesses, informal exchange systems, and international financial intermediaries. This is why governments around the world are placing greater emphasis on financial intelligence. Instead of only pursuing armed groups, authorities increasingly follow the money trail to identify those suspected of providing financial support. When financial networks are disrupted, terrorist organizations can find it harder to recruit members, purchase equipment, or fund operations. According to international counter-terrorism experts, billions of dollars are spent globally each year combating terrorism financing. Financial sanctions are among the primary non-military tools used to disrupt suspected terrorist networks. International cooperation between governments, intelligence agencies, and financial institutions has increased significantly over the past decade. Authorities say tracking suspicious financial flows has become one of the most effective ways to weaken terrorist organizations. Presenter. So why does an abandoned house matter? Because investigators often examine properties, financial records, and business connections to reconstruct how suspected networks operated, even if the individuals involved have already moved elsewhere. That means the empty building may simply represent one piece of a much larger international investigation. The discovery of a deserted residence linked by US authorities to an alleged ISIS financier has added another layer to an already complex international investigation. Whether further evidence emerges from Nigerian authorities or international partners remains to be seen. For now, the case highlights how terrorism financing investigations increasingly rely on tracing financial networks rather than only physical locations. As always, allegations should not be treated as proof of guilt, and legal processes remain important in establishing responsibility. What do you think? Should governments place even greater focus on tracking financial networks to combat terrorism? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you found this report informative, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is Africa Global Opportunities TV, bringing you credible news, deeper insight, and opportunities that matter. Thank you for watching.